Alice and Valentine share an exciting dream. They're practicing to give Alice the best chance of earning the right to proudly represent Australia at the greatest dog show on earth. The International Junior Dog Handling Final takes place at Crufts Dog Show in the UK, featuring the top handlers from 24 countries around the world. To take part in this prestigious event, you first need to win the Pedigree PAL Junior Dog Handler competition here in Australia. Every big journey starts with one small step. If you're prepared to learn a few simple procedures and practice them regularly, then you could be in the running to go to the Crufts Dog Show in England. Whether you're at Crufts or at your local club show, the same general rules apply. And remember, it's not just your dog on show, so think about your own presentation as well. In this video, we're going to introduce you to the correct techniques, patterns and procedures for successful junior handling. As well, there'll be winning tips from past champions. Simon Briggs won the Australian Junior Handler title in 1986 and went on to Crufts, where he won the prestigious 1987 International Junior Dog Handler title.
I think the main reason I did so well is I was prepared to put the work in. I would sit at dog shows and watch who I consider to be good handlers.
For our video, Simon has agreed to demonstrate the role of judge. The round the ring exercise allows the judge to compare several dogs at once and assess each handler's control of their dog. Most dogs react better when the lead is loose. Others, like terriers, are best on a tighter lead. Watch handlers who are experienced with your breed and learn from them. Keep your lead neatly coiled in your hand. Whether you're parading in the ring or standing for inspection, you should leave plenty of space between you and your dog and the other competitors. It is sometimes better to pause and wait for space, as this Doberman is doing, rather than crowd the dog in front. You should never overtake a slower moving dog unless instructed by the judge to do so. Always think about the way the judge will see you. The judge needs a clear view, so never get between the judge and your dog. Sometimes the judge will change position, so always check to see where the judge is and adjust your position if you need to, but never step over your dog's back. And make sure your number is clearly visible. Like Simon Briggs, Craig Hatzikyriacos has had amazing success in Australia as a junior handler. And at Crufts in 1995, Craig continued the Aussie invasion, receiving the Runners-Up Award.
Presentation is very important. If you don't present yourself well, the judge just disregards you sometimes, because they like a person which is well groomed, very neat clothes, as well as a dog should be very well groomed, because it's that's part of it. You're like a team. You are a team, you and the dog. And if you have that flowing action that you don't notice, you or the handler, that's what show business is all about.
One of the first things to learn is the correct setup or positioning for your breed. Some judges call the setup stacking. This is just a different term for the way a dog is positioned to show off the features for which it was originally bred. All breeds are different, so it's very important that you find out the background and the showing requirements for your dog. Often you only have a few seconds to set up your dog. The more you practice, the easier it gets. When the judge finishes inspecting the dog in front of you, make sure your dog is properly set up and ready to be viewed. Always leave about 1.5 meters between you and the judge. When you're showing the judge a side view, your dog's front feet need to be in line according to the correct positioning for your breed. In most breeds, the hind legs need to be in line and further apart than the front feet, with the hocks in a vertical position. Your dog needs to hold its head in a naturally erect and alert position. Once again, your breed standard will tell you what is right for showing your dog, but whatever its breed, you must always keep control of its head. If the judge asks you, present the dog's head and show the bite. Make sure you don't block the judge's view with your hands or any other part of your body. The same thing goes for the tail. It is the handler's responsibility to place the tail correctly according to what is required for your breed. In some instances, you may even have to hold it. When the judge comes to the front of the dog, you should move to the rear. When the judge is inspecting the rear, you should move to the front. As soon as you're sure that the examination is completed, be ready to gate your dog. The judge uses the straight up and back patterns to assess your dog's front and rear action. Always travel in a straight line so the judge can see your dog's movement clearly and use as much of the ring as is necessary to show your breed's correct gait. In other words, larger, faster moving dogs will often need to undertake a longer up and back than smaller, slower moving dogs.
You're painting a total picture. With showmanship, you and dog are the overall picture. The dog shouldn't stand out, you shouldn't stand out. It's a team effort, especially in junior handling. You have to show the judge that you have that rapport with your dog and that you can work together and that you have practice.
When you're showing a small dog on a table, it should be positioned so as to best enable the judge to easily examine it. A triangle pattern allows the judge to see the rear, side and front view of the dog in motion. Pick the turning points before you start. The triangle should be the same length on all sides and within the judge's line of vision. Collect your lead in your left hand and have your dog positioned at your left side unless the judge's position means that this is not possible. As always, make sure you do not come between your dog and the judge and be prepared to change your position if the judge moves. When you need to turn, encourage your dog with clear, quiet instructions. Gate your dog at the correct speed and keep moving smoothly. Never change pace or stop, and always make your turns definite, corners sharp and lines straight. After you've finished moving around the ring, position your dog so that it looks its best and the judge can get a complete view. When the judge tells you that your examination is completed, return directly to your place in the line. Try not to disturb the other dogs or their handlers.
A good indication of the dog's happy, and the judge can see that by looking at you with a rapport between the dog and the tail is a good indication of that. The tail just tells you all about the dog's personality. That's what I always try to do when I'm showing a dog. I try to make the dog feel happy and for me to feel confident. Confidence is the main thing of dog showing.
While the final competitor is completing this exercise, the rest of the group should bring their dogs into the stand position. This is your opportunity to stack your dog to show it off to best advantage and to make the most of your exhibit during the judge's final assessment. While the judge makes the final inspection, your dog should be standing perfectly at arm's length from you. Watch the judge closely to make sure that you don't miss any instructions, all the time making sure your dog is under full control. If the judge ruffles your dog's coat during his inspection, you should restore it as quickly as possible. Don't relax your dog until you're told that the judging has finished. Sometimes you might not understand why you and your dog hasn't been placed. But always show good sportsmanship and thank the judge as you leave the ring. Remember, there will always be another opportunity and another chance to show how much you've improved. And by learning these simple handling skills, there is no knowing what you and your dog can achieve.